Smooth. Another shot.
One enemy remaining.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. Brian, AD, Roy, all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
Man, what happened to my countdown? What happened to my countdown? Y'all should try to be trying to catch me slipping. What's up, fam? What it do, what it do, what it do? Today is the 11th of January, 2023. I said I went back to the bow tie because somebody told me I had a look I need to keep, so I'm going to try to do things right a little bit this year. Again, it's 11th January, 2023. This is Random Thoughts with DVP. I'm your host, DVP. Welcome to the show. We're going to get a crack-a-lack and get some things started. I just want to say first, hey, how y'all doing? Everything good? I'm getting into politics. This is my monologue. I'm getting into politics. I'm trying to learn things and learn this. And, you know, for those that don't know, I do some security work. Some of my clients are Democrats. Some of them are Republican. You know, so I get a mixture of people. I get to hear a lot of different things. I get to hear how people think, which is why I tell you, nobody has the same set of standards for what they want out of life and what they want for their community. So there are some people who I understand that they don't care a whole lot about child care because they have no children. And that's on them. So when we get into politics, there is no standard that's for everybody because everybody's going to fall on a different spectrum about what they prioritize. You know, I can tell y'all part of my priorities, and I'm going to stick to this. You know, I have an 8-year-old daughter, but mental health is a big issue with me. I think it needs to be affordable mental health care in all of our neighborhoods, simply because it seems to me like when we, Black people especially, see something traumatic or problematic, the first thing we say if it happened to us, especially like with the whoopings, you know, Black people will say, I got whoopings, look how it turned out. And I'm like, damn. You're right. So you downplay it because you got a whooping. But when I asked the question, at what point when you were getting the whooping did you feel love? Nobody can answer that because you don't feel love doing it. But you think it's necessary for all kids or whatever. And yeah, some kids do need whooping. Some kids need a pat on the back. Some kids need they need tenderness. There is no set standard for everybody. But when I see people saying things like this, it bothers me. Because they don't realize how traumatized they are, that they try to normalize their situation until maybe it happens to everybody and I survive and I'm a better person for it. It's hard for me to understand or believe that you think that a whooping made you a better person, and then because then you'll pass that narrative on and you'll think violence is the answer to becoming a better person, and it seeps into your mentality. Hence all the problems we have with violence in relationships, in raising kids, in just life in general, because, oh, I survived and I ain't that bad a person. But you think that violence is normal. What's up, Crystal? How's the eyelash business going? Yeah, and you know, and, hey, Antoinette, COVID made it clearer because we lost outlets once a lot of people were stuck in the house and they didn't have the different avenues to go through to de-escalate. You kind of got stuck in the house. You kind of got stuck with the same person. You got kind of stuck in a role, and there was no There was no way to alleviate that pressure for a lot of people. COVID revealed a lot of fake relationships because I think COVID told us as a society that there are lots of people who we love for 4 to 8 hours at a time. After 8 hours, we didn't love them no more. So when some people were forced to stay together for extended periods of time, they realized that they didn't really have a whole lot in common, that they didn't want to be together, and it exacerbated some things. But for some people, it made it better and greater. But the fact that we think that because we survived trauma and we are thriving, we think it's okay for anybody who survives trauma because, oh, I survived. And it's like when I talked about on the show last week, a woman who was raped and goes on to have a productive life, she shouldn't sit back and, dismiss all rapes as, oh, I got raped and I did this. That is not the case. And that seems to be where a lot of our mental health is. What's up, Joe? Joe says historically adversity, which includes slavery, sharecropping, and race-based exclusion from health, education, social. That's a lot. You want me to read that, Joe? Good. Googly moogly. It is linked to mental health. People who are impoverished, homeless, incarcerated, or have substance abuse use problems are at higher risk for poor mental health. And I think that's an easy thing to say. But a lot of us who are normal have more mental health issues, but we're undiagnosed because we don't ever get put through a system. And we tend to push that out on other people, and that's why. And this ain't gonna be a mental health show, but that's why a lot of what happens with politics for me has to deal with mental health. For some people, it's about kids. For some people, it's about stimulus. So everybody has a different idea on it. As we deal with politics and as we get more into it, and I'm gonna try to educate you guys as I get educated. I got Joe here who's gonna help me navigate this. Right, no one is normal, but lots of us think we're normal. And we think our experiences are normal, and we try to push them off on other people because we're survivors. And, for some reason, survivors means excelling or something. It's whatever. But we got to stop. We got to stop pushing there. And as we look at politics, and you see that politics is a microcosm of America, because I'm watching the whole GOP thing, which is what I wanted to talk about in my monologue. And I said before, I don't have a problem with GOP. I have a problem with Republicans because they are singly focused on pushing white Christian nationals to the top and damn everybody else. We can't fall into that and try to go blow for blow. What's the purpose? Don't try to beat somebody at their game. Make them come to your game and beat you at yours. That's how you lose. If you know that somebody is stronger, don't lift weights against them. That makes no sense. Do something different. Be different. Know who you are. Know what you excel at. And take the route that way. All right? So I just want to get that out there, that we don't have to be political adversaries to respect one another's opinion, which is what everybody swears they want, to be respected, but they're not passing out that same respect. So, how I like to get the show. I like to get the bad or the controversy or the other stuff out the way. So I want to talk about something, but I'm trying to see if that's what I want to lead with, or if I want to make that a different segment. Because, like I said, we're going to end every show this year with something good, something positive. One of the things that is going to be pushed is we control the positive images that we see or don't see. And we tend to let other issues bring us down when we keep seeing negative posts. Well, just post something positive. I mean, yeah, the news is the news, and you want to share things, but this is your page. You guys, all you guys have your own personal page. You can control that narrative. You can go to places to see negativity. You can go to places to see this. On my show page, Random Thoughts with DVP, if y'all had noticed, there's some people who are upset with me because of my choice of random humor. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't care. It is meant to bring some levity to your day. It is not meant to offend or trigger you. But if it does, that is really not my issue. I want to say that I want to apologize, but I don't. Because we all reserve the right that if we see something that we don't like, to keep pressing. It's not that serious. If you can't laugh at life from time to time or laugh at yourself, you're just going to be miserable. I try not to pick at certain people and other people I really don't care about. But again, this is like anything else. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And for those of y'all that watch, I appreciate you spending some time with me. And there going to probably be a time or two that I say something that you find offensive. Don't take it personal. Just call it life. Nobody says everything that you want to hear or see or that's going to continually just make you happy. It's just life. And when I do stuff, I ain't doing it to agitate you in particular, because I'm honestly, you're not my target. It's just a little thing, you know. I did the one about a guy saw a fat chick walking down the street with a shirt on that said, guess he said 340. And oh man, it's over. It got shared like 500-600 times. But there are like 4 people who, oh, you shaming fat people, you doing this. What if I said a black guy and his IQ? And I'm like, no, dude, who cares? If you tell a black guy joke, this shit just needs to be funny. That's it. That is it. I was a cop. Guess what? I have heard funny cop jokes that were degrading, but they were hilarious. Guess what I did? I laughed. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. You know, I told jokes about skinny people. I told jokes about a lot of people. People keep telling me to not say the word for short people because I keep calling them midgets because that's what they were when I grew up. They are here, it's disrespectful, so I try not to use it. But I got short people jokes. I got lots of jokes, and some of them are just, I see somewhere, they make me smile. I share them. If you smile, I add something to your day. If you got upset, just keep moving. And if it means that you have to disconnect from the page, I'm okay with that. Do whatever it takes to preserve your peace and sanity. And if you're looking for somebody who is always going to say something that you are going to smile about or be pleased with, I'm here to break the bad news to you. You are going to be a shitty person. Kids don't always say the right things. Your parents ain't gonna always say the right thing. Your significant other, your loved ones, nobody is gonna say that. Then nobody is always gonna say the right thing all the time. It won't happen. There are people who, if you live a normal life, as Antoinette said, nobody's normal. What up, Mo? What up? There are times when, take Mo for instance. I've had Mo on the show. Mo is known. I had Joe on the show. Guess what? We don't always agree. We don't always agree. But what we learn to do is exchange information to see different things. But a joke is a joke. You're right. Antoinette, offending people these days can get you shot. But when you say something directly to somebody, that may be what you're doing. But when you just post something, you're not talking to anybody in particular. You're just sharing something, and people can like it, hate it, or whatever, or they can disconnect. I have stopped following certain people. I have blocked certain people. I have unfriended certain people for things that they continually do that shows a mental place that I don't want to deal with. So I ain't saying go out and say these to people. This is Facebook. It's just a little meme, a shared post, whatever. Everybody has a choice, and we need to start learning to exercising our choices. That's all I'm saying. Because as I posted as I stated in one thing, you know, they say sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But that seems to be the great American lie, because tons of people seem to be asked out about things people say. How does that work? Where somebody can say something and all of a sudden, whoo, everybody going to hell in the handbasket. What's that about? What is that about? Somebody said something and it made you be willing to give up your freedom and all these other things because you were offended? Because you have somebody fat in your family? Because you have somebody with some kind of ailment in your family? Whatever it is. Come on, people. Learn to laugh at yourself. I expect you to block me if I return to the Republican Party. But seriously, Antoinette, there's some things that Republicans want that make a lot of sense. I ain't a total nothing. Democrats ask for some dumb shit sometimes. Democrats, a lot of Democrats are pushing for this same sex, for these what do you call them? For athletes to be able to compete under the sex that they want to. I have huge issues with that. I don't care how you identify yourself. You are what your birth certificate original said. I cannot get a sex change, call myself a woman, and then compete with my producer, male, and she ain't on the show shit. We're gonna get her to do her hair and pop up. Male is a woman. For me to want to compete as a woman, or I feel like a woman like this, whatever change I get ain't gonna take away my muscular, my innate birthright nature that's gonna make me stronger and bigger than her. That is just unfair on so many levels. Them seem to be okay with that whole theory. Create transgender games. I'm okay with that. Let them have their own thing. Let them have. Don't believe that. I know plenty of Republicans who don't make nowhere near that. You can drop a zero, and some of them probably make that. They may make 47 a year. They ain't making 475 a year. That's probably the GOP. I'm sorry. That's probably Trumpkins. But and that's all I'm saying is there's certain things that every party has that is good. Some things that every party has is bad. One of my friends made a post about don't shoot the messenger, or don't belittle the message because you don't like the messenger. You know, the little drunk on the corner, sometimes he say some good shit. We ain't gonna take no stock advice from him, but sometimes he dropping some real knowledge. You just have to pick and choose. But you have to do that with smart people too. Ooh, it's kind of strong. So with that being said, let me go on and get into the first topic, because this is I got Joe here, I got Mo here, and I kind of know how those guys think. I got Antoinette here, and I got Mel here, who she over in the corner. She's a recovering what is she? She's a recovering Christian. So let's talk about well, I don't even know what I want to how do I want to call this. But I want to talk about Ashari Rogers. For those of y'all who don't know, and she's been on my page, Ashari Rogers, and that is not her last name. I'm gonna get it right. But she had a medical episode during an event, during a flag football game at her school. During a flag football game. I'm sorry, Ashari Hughes, 16 years old. The paramedics came out. They administered CPR. The paramedics came out. They used a defibrillator on her. So we beyond just simple CPR. This is a 16-year-old black girl who died during a sporting event. No coverage whatsoever. Now, I didn't have to, somebody didn't send me this. I found this. It came up on my news feed. This was January the 6th. And the hypocrisy agitated me. The hypocrisy upset me. But I understand that we as a people like to do what the in crowd is doing. We as a people like to be popular. We as a people love to say that we're independent thinkers, yada, 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 and that we care for mankind. All the other BS we do. But here we have a 16-year-old who died. And I'm not comparing her to the NFL football player who is supported by $1 billion industry who makes six figures. Because yes, if you are the praying type, yes, you pray for those who are in need. But we made his journey seem so devastating because we saw it. And I'm gonna get to what we saw in a minute. But here we have a 16-year-old black female. I shared the post. I shared it in different places. So when people say, well, I didn't know nothing about it. Okay, I hear you, but now you do. So now what? Because us normal, common people were wanting to donate to the NFL players' charity, to his toy drive. Do what you want to with your money. It's yours. But as I said before, it's amazing how quick we are to support those who can take care of whatever. But we don't do it for our neighbor. We don't do it for the people who truly need our help. Case in point, LeBron James started a school. Does anybody remember him doing any kind of funding campaign, asking people to donate to him, like another certain bum whose name I won't call, but it rhymes with Rumar? LeBron James did that, and I'm sure he had help. But guess what? LeBron could go with his multi-million-dollar making self. He could go to 10 to 15 of his friends and say, hey, I need y'all to donate this so we can do this and make it happen. But here we have a girl, 16 years old. Her family is not elite. She's not elite. We don't even care about her. Nobody's donating. But everybody's donating to an NFL player that the NFL is going to take care of. The Buffalo Bills are going to take care of. Lots of people are going to take care of. But because they're popular, everybody wants to do this. Now everybody they're putting Hamlin's picture up as a profile picture. Pray for the Hamlins, do this, do this. Again, I ain't knocking all of that. But why does he need it more than her? All he had was a medical incident where he had to get CPR. He made it to the hospital. He was alive. He was out in 7 days. She will never, ever play sports again. Her mother will never see her leave the house again to go play sports. Her father will never get to see her smile again and tell her and threaten one of her boyfriends. Never, ever. But where is she in our annals of people we should support, look out, and promote to make this more of a cause, to make it so that this doesn't happen to another high schooler, another 16-year-old. Y'all know I hate GoFundMe. I hate GoFundMe with a passion. But if I was ever going to donate to a GoFundMe, I would understand more donating to a GoFundMe, because I would be devastated. I would be devastated if I lost my child. I would probably not be able to work. Work, you say? You know, I told y'all she died at a flag football game during school. You think they shut school down? You think the students could still go to school? They had to go to school the next day. Nothing was shut down for them. But when the NFL happened, everything shut down. Everybody, because they traumatized. You don't think students were traumatized by seeing a classmate die? But everybody's feeling so bad for football players, effing entertainers. And all I'm saying is, I don't understand. I don't understand. How do we do this? And as I was talking to Mel before the show, in my mind, what's going on, Frank? How are you doing, sir? Joe, in my mind, Crystal, in my mind, Mo, what am I missing? Why is it, and I know it's a small reach. Why is it that when something happens to a male, the doors of the church are wide open, but when something happens to a female, everybody's looking through the peephole? What are you talking about, DVP? That makes no sense. Well, I was reading something because somebody wanted to share something with me to try to get me to change my mind. And they were telling me one of the great things that Kyrie Irving did, because he brought the George family forward. He bought the George Floyd family a house. Well, they received a multi-million-dollar settlement from Minneapolis. So why did he need to buy them a house? They were millionaires. I'm confused. But okay, that's a good deed you want to do. Take good deeds where they come. Who bought Breonna Taylor's family a house? Where's the funding for Breonna Taylor? To date, who's been indicted for the Breonna Taylor shooting? And it seems as if something happens to a man of color versus a woman of color, there's a huge disparity in what we as a society do for them. Oh, well, see, the difference is, you don't understand, is George Floyd got killed on TV. Oh, that's it. So if we see it, we feel a little bit more about it. So I'm trying to bite into this theory. Stay with me here now. So George Floyd, we saw his death on TV. We took it a little harder. Okay, I'm going to give you that. Davin Hamlin, the Buffalo Bill football player, we saw it on TV, so we took a little harder. I'm kind of sketchy on that, because I would have swore that you guys were protesting, picketing. Y'all weren't going to watch the NFL no more. if I remember correctly. I didn't say that because I'm watching it. But so now, okay, I get it. So we care more about what we see on TV that's popular, because that's what TV is. It shows you the popular story. That's why most of y'all didn't see the story about this young lady, because she's nobody. CNN didn't say nothing about it. MSNBC didn't say nothing about it. Fox didn't say nothing about it. Nobody talked about her. So nobody cares about Ashari Hughes because we're told not to. Antoinette don't get me to talking about the man who rhymes with our that president I don't like. I ain't going there. I ain't going there. Not yet. Okay, so if I bite into the apple, Mel, you with me? You're a little quiet. You know what I'm saying? I need your input. Come on, say something in my ear or put something up. Let me know you with me. So why is it then that when we were told that damn near everybody in America saw the R. Kelly video with that girl, why was it they started blaming the victims? Lots of people were supporting R. Kelly. Oh, he being set up. Oh, he this, he this. But there was a video of that. There was a video. I never saw it. It was crazy. Everybody seen it. I ain't never seen it. Hell, I ain't never seen the Magic Johnson video. There's plenty of videos I ain't never seen. I guess I wasn't that cool. But there was a video out. Everybody who I know that saw the video said it was clear that this was a very young girl in the video. So then how are people even defending R. Kelly? How are they defending him at all? So it can't be that what we see infuriates us. It can't be what we see makes us want to be more compassionate, because if you saw R. Kelly with a little girl, why are people still defending him? Is it that we really don't give a shit about women? Is it really that we really just don't give a shit about women? Joe, Mo, Antoinette, Mel, tell me something. I mean, everybody got a page, everybody got a different audience, everybody has a different circle. What are you guys seeing? Have you noticed this to be a trend, or is it just me? Frank, how you doing? So this is my first time seeing you. Tell me where you're watching from. I see you got some, let's see, you got two things by your name, so that must mean you're somebody important to the show. They just won't tell me what they mean right offhand. Oh, you a top fan and a milestone follower. All right. So, tell me what y'all seeing. Because this is what I see. This is what I see as a black male. And you know that I am protective of women in general. But every time I see something where men get the benefit of the doubt, and I'm looking for this reciprocity where fair is fair, I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing it. But whenever it's a man, everybody jumps forward and tries to defend him. I'm confused. I'm confused. There was a video out, and I'm sure you guys saw it. Popular. Snoop threatened Gail, and he was forgiven. When does a man get to threaten a woman on TV and it's okay? Umar, threatened a woman, threatened to have his goons go get her on his live feed. So I'm seeing things that are public that nobody seems to have a problem with. But when somebody said, "Oh, Umar went off on a woman because she called him a thief and a charlatan and a crook," she was being disrespectful. But when a man is disrespectful to a woman, it's always blamed on the woman's mouth. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I'm sure most of you heard that. I'm sure most of y'all heard that. So why is it that there's a past? And I ain't putting Hamlin in this class. I'm just putting him in the class of we do more for men than we do for women. That's all I'm saying. But every time something happens to a man, look right behind him and see who his support system is. It ain't a bunch of other men. It's always women. Women have been supporting and holding us down since forever. But every time we get a chance, we leave them. We leave them. We don't support them. Harriet Tubman was a great example. What did her husband do? He chose to stay there and be a slave and even get remarried than to try to get freedom. I'm just saying what I'm reading. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. You say you team Snoop. I don't care for Snoop. I don't care for any man who threatens a woman at all. Are some women out of pocket? Absolutely, absolutely. I've had some do it on my page. I've seen them do it on Facebook. Does it equate to being threatened? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Snoop is in a gang, so he can say things that will get people out there. Bill Cosby will not do another show. Hold on to that thought, Antoinette. Melody, how you doing, Melody? Where you watching from? I ain't never seen. I don't think I've seen you before. But how you doing? How do you check a woman that's out of pocket? Honestly, okay, Melody, I'm gonna just say me and you are having a conversation, Melody, and you say something out of pocket. The way I check you is just to walk away from you and start ignoring you. That's it. There's no need for me to come back and threaten you. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And Mike, how you doing? I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that last name because you don't get me in trouble. Welcome to the show, Mike. Some women do like being talked to like that. But those are most of the time relationships, not in general. Antoinette says Gail was wrong and that was the truth. Gail, Antoinette, what was Gail wrong about? To date, Kobe's wife, damn, I forgot her name just that quick. Kobe's wife has sued 3 or 4 different people. She ain't sued Gail. Gail was doing her job, like it or not. We act like in the Kobe thing, and Kobe's a great example. We act like we don't know who Kobe was or what Kobe did. If you read Kobe's story, how Kobe became Black Mamba, look it up. Kobe understood what Kobe did wrong. Kobe adopted another ego, an alter ego, so that he could go through. That's it. So Gail asked a question. Oh, everybody wrong because she being disrespectful. Gail was being a journalist. And she asked Lisa Leslie, who was already there. Vanessa. That's the wife's name. Gail just asked a question that other people didn't want to ask because we want to respect the dead. But it had nothing to do with that. The question was about something that Kobe initiated himself. Kobe gave himself the name the Black Mamba. That was not his nickname when he came into the league. That nickname came after the hotel incident. It came after, but we don't want to hear that. How did Gail exploit Kobe? See, this is where we get into emotions. Reporters have a job. And we may not like the questions that they ask, but when you do interviews, sometimes you are told that some things are off limits. If you don't get told that, then nothing is off limits. Some people have said you can ask me whatever you want to. Other people have said we can talk about anything but this. So since we weren't part of that debrief, we don't know what was off limits. We can feel a certain way, but that's it. It is a feeling. Because after the interview, and I dare anybody to find it, find where Lisa Leslie said Gail was out of pocket. Gail knew that we weren't going to talk about this. Find it. Find anywhere where Vanessa said Gail was wrong for saying this. Everybody got mad for her, which is something we love to do. We get mad for people who don't get mad for themselves because they didn't take no offense to it. But we try to press on, or if it was me, I wouldn't want. But it ain't you. It ain't you. See, we can sit back. I sure wish I'm gonna get Mel to do it because I like Mel and she got a lot to say. I don't know why she ain't type. She probably left me alone. But I can be talking to somebody. And again, where's my friend? Who did I just use? Melody Edwards. Me and Melody Edwards could be talking about somebody. We could be talking about something. Melody could say something to me that I don't find offensive, but everybody else could find it offensive. So who's right? Who's wrong? What's up, Dougie Fresh? We are getting mad at something that the person being spoken to or addressed or referred to ain't even upset about. But we don't get upset. We don't get upset. We typically just lean toward the male figure. He was our example.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon, so now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language, and she really loves her grandson. Like, really loves.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food? Like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell your mama hungry.
What up? What up? We back. look who showed up late to the party. My super producer. Hey, tell Mel she don't get to get off that easy. Uh-oh, you muted.
I am a guest. I am not a super producer.
I'm the host. So whatever I want to call people, I get to call people. Tat out. What happened to Melly Mel? Tell her she don't get to just escape like that.
She working, man.
Tell her union break don't work like that. All right, we back. So, Antoinette, who was our example? Because I need to know this now before we go there. He was our example of exceptional, and she fell on her own sword. I don't do Gail to this day. Who was our example? Because I need to know this. And again, Roy, I'm glad Roy is here. Roy, I've done it. We've done interviews, yes?
Correct.
With different people. And some people, when you do interviews with, especially if it's a controversial figure, have you ever had one where people tell you they won't talk about certain things?
Sure enough.
Certain things they off limits. Yep. And Gail may be messy, but I'm failing to see how we making Gail messy if Gail got no complaints. And Kobe was not a shining example. Come on now, we can't. Antoinette, regardless of whether it was consensual sex or not, he was married. Something happened with him and his woman. How can he be an example? We got low standards with that. Kobe was a great basketball player. Hella basketball player. I will give him that. Top 10 all time. But again, Kobe said out of his own mouth, Black Mamba was the alter ego he created to be able to play while he was going through the rape case. This came out of Kobe's mouth. So what are we making him? What are we making him exemplary for? Not a human being. Basketball
Yeah, I'm
player,
about to
yes.
ask.
Human being,
Yeah, I'm about to
Go
ask.
ahead,
What
Roy.
is he? Yeah, what is he? What is he an example of?
And
I mean,
the thing
I
that
don't
came
get
up,
that because yeah, I've
you
been
remember the
listening.
interview that, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
know.
the
I've been
interview
listening
that
to the
Gail
show. I
did,
know what you're talking about with Gail. She didn't
right?
do anything
So
wrong. Yeah.
and Vanessa ain't said nothing yet. Vanessa done sued the sheriff's department. She sued somebody else. She ain't sued Gail. Gail did Gail's job. Gail asked a question about something that was relevant. And that's why we got to stop being so messy. Because again, me and Roy's here now. Me and Roy can have an argument. And me and Roy know each other. Roy might say some things to me because we're close that the average bystander might say, oh, he was being disrespectful. Ain't but one person that can determine Roy's disrespect to DVP. Ain't but one person. And if DVP ain't disrespected, how can everybody else say that Roy was disrespectful? Right. Malcolm was a drug addict. Most of the people that we dealt with have had issues. But and let's rephrase. Detroit Red was a drug addict and a wannabe pimp. But Malcolm he grew out of that. Yes, looking at it, MLK was a womanizer. Everybody has issues, but so if we're talking to somebody and somebody brings up MLK womanizing, are they being disrespectful or are they asking about things that are factual that can be proven? See, and that's what we can't keep saying we're gonna get emotional or somebody was out of pocket. If Roy rob a bank, he got to be prepared for somebody to always ask that question. He can keep
No
saying,
matter
well,
how
that was
much
when he
good
was
I do.
18 or 19 or 20. It don't change the fact that it's an open season topic. And to be
Yep.
mad because somebody bring it up, because we know who Malcolm was. Malcolm told us who he was. Is it unfair to bring it up? Not if you're being a good reporter. You can't just gloss over. But again, we do this for men. We don't give women the same. We don't give women the same benefit. Why is that? Even women start doing it to women. Snoop threatened Gail. We know Snoop in the gang. Where was Snoop with all this? Snoop was speaking out of turn. Where did you see Snoop sitting up there at the top? Did you see Vanessa gravitating toward Snoop to let Snoop handle press events? No. Snoop said how important he was to them. Vanessa ain't co-signed on none of that shit. But ain't nobody mad at Snoop. Snoop did the same shit Umar did. Snoop kept placing himself in a place of importance. For all the shit that Vanessa said she was tired of, she never said Gail's name. Never. And that's all I'm saying. So when we're doing this, the point is this 16-year-old girl died. Nobody talks about it. Nobody, even though I shared it now and people have seen it. They ain't put no pictures of profile picture. They ain't saying pray for her and her family. None of that. Because she ain't nobody. And this is what we like to do. We like to promote people who are famous and popular because it's what we do. It's what we do. Melly says, I remember going to movies to see a family that prays. You should have seen the women cheering when Sanaa got slapped over that counter. And women are just as, women prey on women. Sometimes it seems like worse than men. And it's like, and Roy, this is Roy's area. Because Roy used to do a thing about how much he loved black women. Roy made that post. Hell, it should be a segment on the show. He should get 5 minutes to talk about all the joys of a black woman. But here we go. When something happens to a woman, generically, people don't hold her or her situation in such high esteem. But when it happens to a man, here comes the cavalry. Over and over and over again. I'm having an issue with that. Again, this ain't about handling the person. It's about handling the football player and everybody gravitating toward him and donating almost $8 million to his charity.
Who this?
$8 million. Huh?
Who that?
City? The football player that they gave CPR to.
Oh, really? Wow. That's crazy,
Yeah.
especially since the bill said they gonna pay his whole salary.
Especially when you consider that He is part of an elite league. So I just want y'all to consider this now. He's a football player. He had a charity, Toys for Kids or whatever, that very few football players contributed to. So how much of a family were they? Why are they telling this lie about we all brothers out here, we all with each other, we got each other's back, yada, yada, yada. See, I do watch football. Roy watch football. Roy, you remember when Gino got his jaw broke by a linebacker about a charity event he's supposed to be doing? When he was playing with the Jets, Geno Smith?
Oh, yeah.
See, but here you got a football player, a professional football player, a starter on the Bills, that he had a charity that had less than $8,000 in it. And he plays football. You mean to tell me that 10 of his teammates couldn't donate $1,000? You mean to tell me that all 45 of his teammates, well, 52, couldn't donate $1,000? So it makes you wonder, if you got all these people who claim to be your brothers, who claim y'all like family, but you got a toy drive and ain't none of them contributing to it. But now here you got a real world teenager, 16, who on the field, not only did she get CPR, they had to break out the defibrillator. I want y'all to look it up and understand what the difference is. When you need a defibrillator, oh, shit is going to hell in a handbasket awfully bad.
Your heart stopped.
But
9 times out of 10, your heart stopped. That's why you need a
defibrillator. Did they stop school the next day? So you got all them kids who out there at the game that saw their classmate die on the field. They witnessed the paramedics giving CPR. They witnessed the paramedics realizing they couldn't do CPR quick enough, fast enough, or it wasn't working, and they broke out a defibrillator. But where are the prayers now? Where is our compassion now for her family? Nobody wants to face death, but it's something to be uncompassionate, have no compassion for a mother who lost her child. Because now, you know how hard it's going to be for her to go to work? But guess what? Her bill's going to keep coming. She can't say, I can't pay my mortgage this month because my daughter died. She don't have a bunch of millionaires sitting at her side wearing T-shirts that they paying, and nobody told me where this money for these T-shirts going yet. But that's a whole other marketing scheme. So the question goes back to, what is it? Why is it we have an affinity to helping men, but we don't have the same affinity for helping women? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. That's what agitated me more than anything else about this girl. Because people die. I get that. But it's a game. Oh, you see the look on them players? They couldn't play that game. Why the hell they couldn't? Why the hell couldn't they play a game? It's a game. But remember now, this is the same game that if you listen to most of these athletes, oh, it's like war out there. We battling. So if it's like war, death should be second nature. Because I've been in the military. I've been a cop. Guess what happens when somebody gets shot or die? We don't get to stop and pack up and go home and call it a day. We got to sit there knowing that somebody's dying or needing help. And guess what we got to do? We got to keep marching on. We got to keep marching on. So how in the hell does an athlete, get so much more compassion than somebody who risks their life for total strangers? That's my whole point. What's going on, Samuel? Since when what? And Samuel, we're not going to make us be the anomalies because we know we're unicorns. But every man, society, don't respect women the way a lot of us do. That's why women gravitate toward us. It sucks sometimes. And that's all I'm saying. Where is that compassion for those who need it most? Exactly. So if they well known and on TV, that means they need our support less. That's my whole point. Why would a millionaire need support of common people? And common people will line up to spend money with them. Tell me how. Anybody know? Bro, you got another window open that you can do the internet. Can you see how much money has been raised for Breonna Taylor? We know who she is. Don't nobody give a shit. We know who she is. We know the situation. We know that the Louisville police were wrong, or Kentucky, wherever it was. We know they were wrong. But what? But what happened? Where's all the compassion? Where's all the compassion? What is Sandra Bland? Not Sandra. Yeah, even Sandra Bland. What are Sandra Bland t-shirts?
Well, it doesn't talk about what was raised, but she got 12 million in the settlement. Her family rather got 12 million in the settlement.
And how much did George Floyd get? They got, because Kyrie brought them a house. So, and all I'm saying is things ain't equal. And as Antoinette intimated so long ago, whenever Mr. Trump shows up, it's a Jesse Jackson event. They doing it for the crowd. They doing it for the crowd. And this is the one thing that as we're being responsible human beings. And Crystal said it last week where she did some things for her neighbor who was down and out. Do for your fellow man, not the man above you, that so you can say, yeah, I donated to Jay-Z. I donated to Snoop. They millionaires. They don't need our money. They don't need our money. When you look up Jay-Z and Beyonce and you see that they done started a women's shelter. They done did this, they done did that. And Roy, you know both of them. I mean, you not know them personally, but you've heard of them. They famous, right? Have you ever seen them do it? Have you ever seen them do anything where they ask for money for their charitable contributions?
Nope.
Wonder why that is. Wonder why. Wonder why. And I guarantee you, if they did a thing and said that Blue Ivy's birthday is next week and put her cash up, I bet she'd get $1 million. Because people would donate to it. Because they want to give to a child who already rich. Antoinette says, I can't donate to Roy. He won't drop the link. So Roy, you want to drop the
I am not wait, what is she talking about? Hold up.
She want to my JBN. Roy gonna put the link. He gonna send it to you, Antoinette. He gonna send it to you right now. So and that's all. But we put it up on the show last week. You gonna have to inbox it to her, Roy. But and this is all I'm saying. When we talking about it, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why don't we show the same compassion for women who are in need as we do for men who are in need? Why don't we show the same compassion? Why is there such a huge disparity? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking for. I don't think it's too much. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right. So I just want y'all to think about that as we move on. I got Roy here. I'm glad he's here now. For the relationship portion. Roy, do you want to show another commercial, or we want to just keep doing because she already showed a commercial?
She calling the breaks, but I'm good. So.
Oh, that's right. You ain't doing. You just here. My bad.
I'm just here, right?
and she won't talk to me. What? Tell me something in the inbox, Mel. Oh, she typing now. All right, we're finna take a quick break so I don't get in trouble. We'll be right back.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit.
Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio.
That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
When you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
Let's get back to getting ticks instead of watching flicks. Before we can safely get out there, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision for yourself and for your crew.
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton, Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
It's been difficult.
What up, fam? So we back. So we're going to get into the relationship part of the show. And yes, we are big time. We're going to have commercials, y'all, so get used to it. You don't get to see me for 2 straight hours. I need a drink. Every now and then, some of y'all need me. I need to take a break and smoke some weed because y'all stressing me. But Melly Mel brought up an interesting point last week, and I had questions. And, you know, we talked about this whole bed thing about being in a relationship. Should you replace the bed? And y'all went crazy with that subject. And I just thought it was the funniest thing ever about who, you know, this bed needing to be replaced after y'all done had sex on it for 6-7 months. But okay, whatever. So my super duper dope assistant producer said that if she get with a man, she not even going to stay in the house that he had with his ex-wife. He got to get a whole new house. So I had questions. I put it out there to the women of the world. Ladies, if you get involved in a relationship and they get serious, y'all fall in love, would you move into a house with a man that is actually of them? And I'm amazed at the number of women who said, no, he got to get a new house. I'm effing amazed. Let me put my glass on. I want to look intelligent with this. Where are you there? You got your mic on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to figure out what economy are y'all living in. To buy a new house now is insane.
Damn right, ladies.
See? But I'm talking trash. But did you hear God speaking to us in the middle of the show? Without a face? Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't me. So I'm just trying to figure out when we doing this relationship thing, and I need everybody to contribute equally. Your thoughts. When is too much too much? If you enter in a relationship Roy been in a relationship. I've been in a relationship. Most of y'all been in a relationship. Some of y'all I ain't figured out how, Melody. But some of y'all ain't figured out how y'all got in relationships. What are y'all requiring new stuff at the beginning? Do you replace everything? And I'm confused. I'm confused because I don't want to be crass. But as one guy said so eloquently on the post, you can ask all this replacement stuff, but you're still getting used penis. He's still getting used whatever y'all call y'all sex organ. So replacing furniture, clothes, all that. What's it for? I just need somebody to explain that to me. I can understand. I truly can understand asking for a new mattress. No, I can't. If it don't need replacing, because y'all been having sex on this mattress, and if you believe in that soul ties thing, y'all been having sex on that mattress. Did it feel like a third person was in there when y'all was having sex? Because if it didn't, then why you need a new mattress now? And you know, when y'all take these little cruises and vacations, because it's big balling y'all got to be doing, y'all got to be going places. When y'all go stay in a hotel, do y'all ask for the virgin room? Or do y'all pick up the soul ties from the bed that was in there before you? Because I'm confused. I want this to make sense. Go ahead, Roy.
Hold on. Yeah. So Antoinette, so what are you doing? Do you what are you doing with your house? Are you selling your house, or are y'all just selling his house? Because I mean, you know, and it's not even something depending on the house. I mean, that is one of the things to me that's just like to me that's like really really excessive. That really is. I mean, there's no other way to say that. Is that y'all want somebody to get rid of a whole house just because they had it with the ex, but he paid, you know, apparently he got it in the divorce, you know, for whatever reason. That's wow.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm listening to some of the reasons. Like I said, I'm hearing this soul tie thing, but the soul tie should have been there the first time y'all had sex. So if it wasn't that in, unless the mattress just needs replacing, why you need a new mattress? That's the same mattress that you helped make members on. That's the same mattress that y'all was using when you start falling in love. So I'm confused on why that mattress needs to be replaced. You know, and I told y'all before, a woman sent me a thing because she got into a serious relationship with a guy, and he wanted her to get rid of all of her lingerie, but he was gonna buy new lingerie. He was gonna buy because he didn't want her to have on nothing that another man had seen her in, which I thought was stupid. And she wanted my friend, so she was like, you know, I was just waiting for him to ask me to get this coochie rejuvenation because I hated to break it to him, but it's guys. She got 3 kids, so somebody been up in there. I'm confused on. To me, yeah, to me it does. It sounds like a control issue because at our age and pretty much everybody who's here is over 30. We're not meeting no virgins. So I'm gonna ask Roy. Roy's single. Sam, you single. I'm gonna ask you, Roy. You've been in relationships before, right? And you've been married, yes?
Yeah.
Sometimes memories come out of nowhere, don't they? You can hear a song and think about a certain girl. You can smell something and think about another person. You can't. I don't care what you may get rid of. What you gonna do? You gonna hit him with the little Men in Black light and make him forget his whole past? You can't make people forget their memories, good, bad, or indifferent. That's just life. What you gonna do? You can't listen to the radio no more because he might hear a song that could remind him of his 5th grade girlfriend. He can't stop that memory from coming in. He may hear something that reminds him of his wife. You can't control that memory coming in no more than we can control it with y'all ladies. So why do you think getting rid of something is gonna do it? I understand. I truly do understand. If we're in a relationship, let's just say I got a T-shirt with me and the ex name on. I understand you telling me to get rid of that because that's something that you can see and know clearly that it represents me and somebody else. Clearly. But what, you looking through my socks and, bro, who bought you that shirt? Did the ex buy you that shirt? Bro, who bought them headsets? Did the ex, who does this? If it ain't something that you can look at, say it again.
No, go ahead and finish that statement. I come in after you finish.
If it ain't something that you can look at and clearly know that somebody else gave me, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. And I'm confused because I try to defend women to the utmost, but as I start seeing women saying all this new stuff, a man got to bring.
So like D paused up on us a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put something out there because I had a situation because I think it's a lot of stuff when we're talking about relationships. and people dealing with the issues of going from one relationship to another one. I'll never forget it. I ended up upsetting my ex-girlfriend. Like I said, I've literally only had one committed relationship since I was married. We had been together at this point maybe 6 months. Now, mind you, I had been married for 13 years and with my ex for 13 years, and this was 6 months after. This was all from the time I got separated, and I had been divorced maybe officially divorced maybe 3 or 4 months at the time. So now all of a sudden we're having our first argument, like literally. And this is somebody I've known for years. We had, even when we were involved before, we'd never had an argument. So I had my first argument with this person, and so well let's come back. Let's go. He seems like he's having some. Let's go to break, Mel, and then we'll come back. Okay, there he is. We go on the break.
I'm back.
Okay, he back. So I was telling the story, kind of how the oddity of this whole situation. You can hear me, okay? So we're having our first argument, and for the sake of names, I'm gonna use two names that are here. I'm gonna use Antoinette and I'm gonna use Mel. I was married to Mel and I'm now dating Antoinette. And in the middle of this argument with Antoinette, I call her Mel, and I catch myself immediately. But boy, now we got a whole nother issue. Do y'all not understand that when you talk about trying to cut people off, if you spend any length of time with somebody, at some point things are going to slip up like that? Because usually when you get into emotional situations, stuff just happens, and you're going back to where you were. It's like D said, it's muscle memory. And for the last 13 years, I have been arguing with one person. And now all of a sudden, I'm arguing with somebody brand new. And so I'm in an emotional state, and I'm just thinking that, yeah, it did. That stuff happens. And y'all can't get that's just like, I wouldn't be upset if we've been dating for two weeks, 2 months, and in an argument or something, you call me your ex's name. Now, if you do it while we in the middle of having sex, that's a different problem. But if you talk about just a general argument, I mean, those are things that happen.
And it is. I mean, even and Ross said 2 weeks, but we talking about, depending on how long you were in a relationship. If you've been in a relationship for 13, 14 years, it may take you 6, 7 months. And sometimes it ain't no different. And I tell people this, Roy got kids. Roy been had kids for a while. How many of us who have had kids have never called our kids by the wrong name? So if you can call your kids by the wrong name, you gotta understand, it's easier to call somebody else who ain't been with you your whole life a wrong name. It ain't intentional. It's just sometimes shit happens. But for us to start replacing stuff, I get that, like the bulk of the women, luckily, who say, yeah, they want to bring in their own stuff and remake the house theirs, because that's what you should do. There should be no pictures of me and my ex in the house on the walls. No. Granted, we all know that those got to go. If you want to redecorate, that's fine. But, you got to get a new mattress. You got to get a new bedroom suit. As a matter of fact, you might as well change the carpet, because y'all probably had sex on this carpet. The sofa got to go. The kitchen table got to go. You start talking about all this stuff, and I hear y'all ladies. I hear some of the fellas talking. But again, we are talking about, in today's economy, who in the hell can afford all this stuff? And before you got to this serious part in the relationship, before you got there, you were using all this stuff with no issues. So that's where my confusion lies. And women saying, oh yeah, well, I'm going to just keep my house. The house that you had sex in, so when he come down, he start demanding you get rid of everything, are you going to do that? See, then it's a different thing. Because why? Oh, I'm over my ex. Yo, a lot of us are over something. That don't mean we don't ever have memories of them. I'm sure that sometimes we remember bad events. Because you can't control what you remember all of a sudden. Control that. We've been places, and I'm sure we've been places that were sterile, where we've had inappropriate thoughts that just came out of nowhere. We're like, oh shit, I ain't supposed to be thinking that. And you can't make it go away because you want to. You're sure trying to think about something else. But if you want to merge life with that man, Antoinette, merge life with that man. You're not merging life with that house. You're merging life with the person. So how does getting new stuff make that happen? Because now you're dipping in the finances. Now we got to pay for stuff that makes no sense because of simple insecure issues, which means maybe we shouldn't progress because those are red flags. Roy went to what college you go to, Roy?
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. FAMU, baby. Heights, Seven
So
Hills, Tallahassee, Florida. I'm
Roy,
sorry.
Roy went to FAMU, and Roy is a proud FAMU guy. So if his and I'm just using this number. So when FAMU had their 50th celebration or their 100-year celebration, and his ex-wife bought him a nice hoodie with FAMU 50 or FAMU 100, should Roy get rid of that just to appease you, or you gonna make Roy lie to you and tell you that his wife didn't get in there? Because he ain't getting rid of that FAMU. He ain't getting rid of that FAMU hoodie. That means something to him.
And I ain't getting rid of none of my Sigma paraphernalia neither, because that stuff expensive. And so, yeah.
Regardless of who bought it.
She bought it,
And
yeah,
for
for real though.
It ain't about agreeing. It's about understanding why. Because who replaces everything in a new relationship? And by the time that you are in love or got all these deep emotions, you've been dealing with used shit for a minute. Nobody, well, I ain't gonna say nobody. Most of us don't fall in love in 2 weeks. So whatever it is you fell in love with, guess who made that? Guess who made that person? His exes. We are who we are because of our exes. We are who we are because of the past situations that we've been in. Nobody gets to be them without a past. So the past made Roy attractive. The past made Roy this. The past made DVP that. So you saying you want to erase all that and start fresh? Then you ain't gonna like the new person because now they don't have none of the traits and qualities that you like or admire or love that he picked up from dealing with people along the way. This to me is insane. And I want to be upset, but I see now, and you know it's against everything I preach. I see now why guys saying sometimes women ask for too much. Because one woman posted, these are things that aren't important to a woman over 35. But then I'm looking, at least 50 other women who are complaining are over 40. And again, I asked them, what society are they living in where the house you could have got 4 years ago for 200 grand is now 575? So you want me to get a new house, a new mortgage, where this one is almost paid for? You want me to get rid of this and start over? So you're not trying to build with me. You're trying to remake me.
Yeah. Hey, I wanna circle back around to something real quick because I know you said in this. It was about your conversation. I just saw the post, but it was about your conversation about how we protect women, or the lack thereof. And somebody they made a post about the stuff that was going on with Megan Thee Stallion and this whole thing with her and Trey Lance. I had 2 comments on it because the comments aren't conflicting because both things can and should be true if they are, but they're on opposite sides of it because anybody threatening a woman really just making threats to anybody when they're doing that kind of stuff, that's just ignorance. Like, I don't understand what people were threatening her about because she claimed this guy shot her. I mean, that kind of stuff doesn't make any sense. But and the other side of that thing is, how many of y'all saw his daddy talking? Did you see any of that stuff about his dad talking after the KD?
Oh yeah, when he was saying Jay-Z was Jay-Z and Rock Nation was the whole reason, so he want to sue them now. Another conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it was a conspiracy theory, but he was saying apparently they had information with people. They came in and took their defense witness, and the defense witness, their witness was taken up into a room with Jay and the prosecutor or some other people in the prosecutor, and came back down and changed the story. They said they did that twice with 2 different people, and then they didn't. 2 of the people didn't even testify anymore. And it's like, to me, both of those situations, even in this thing, That I mean, one could have happened. Yes. Do we know stuff like that happens? Of course it does. We know people get paid not to talk to doctors, whatever it is they want to do. That kind of stuff happens all the time because of what it is. But I don't see how situations like this where the truth can't just come out, and then y'all be like, okay, it is what it is. Now let's move on. Both of us was wrong for whatever part we played in it, and let's go. Why do we have to try to this? And this is where it comes up. Why do we have to try to destroy each other to maintain ourselves or to do that? Or why is it that
and that's what
not we have to?
But because we got to. Because at the end of the day, in relationships, that if we're not in denial, we need humans are not built to be alone ever. It's not our nature. That's why if you look at the studies, a baby that's never held will die simply because it's never held. We need that. But when we got all these insecure people and everybody wants to talk about shitty men and shitty women, but nobody wants to look in the mirror and say, I keep picking shitty people. When I made the comment about the thoughts and all the guys who take the shit. I mean, what's the damn word? AWS, attention seeking whore posts. If that's what you like, you can't get mad when they don't like you. But if you keep going after these attention seeking whores and they push you to the side, then that's you going after them. Understand, everybody ain't for everybody. Oh, see, they don't know a good man when they see one. But just like the guy said earlier, I want to say it was Bobby. It was one of the new guys. Some women like being cursed at. So if you're not a cursor, you're not going to do good with a woman who wants that behavior. Some people like animosity and drama. I know people who thrive well as a couple with drama. They like to fight because they like to make up sex. They like to fight. If something's going wrong, if something's going right, that means something going wrong. They're going to find something to argue about. That's what makes them. That don't work for everybody. Some people want peace. And when you get a person who wants peace, they're not going to keep dealing with arguments. So then what? So, and I'm going to use Roy again because I know Roy ain't sensitive like some of y'all. But Roy see this girl. Oh, look at her, man. She hot. Yeah, Roy, she'll hoot you. Shit, I just want, Roy sitting there talking about he want a woman he can build with this, and this. But Roy Lawrence talking to him now, and Roy can't admit that to himself. That Roy just want to get something. Roy don't want a relationship, which is what a lot of y'all do. There's a difference between wanting to hit it and quit it, and then wanting to put a ring on it and keep going with it. When you can't admit that, you're going to keep getting into these relationships, and then you're going to keep blaming the other person because you didn't know what you wanted. See, some women think that they got to say they got a boyfriend in order to have sex. So every 3 weeks they got a new boyfriend. Well, why do you feel the need to justify why you having sex with people? Who has to know? Who has to know? But you want what you want, and you want to be justified by the crowd. You just got to be true to yourself. Because there was a time when we were younger, as we talk about preferences and priorities, well, looks was the most important thing. When you're in your 20s, looks is probably at the top two. Looks is the top two thing. As you get older, looks are important, but they not at the top two no more. You want somebody that's attracted to you. But when you in your 20s and you're a teenager, ain't nobody thinking about great personalities. Ain't nobody thinking about how smart you're gonna be or how much money you're gonna make. That's just not realistic. And some people get caught in the dump and they have midlife crisis and they feel the need to be validated. Me and Roy, we got the white hair now, we bald, we going through something. So every now and then, if we're honest with ourselves, we might like when some little 20-year-old girl holler at us, give us a little ego boost. It's stupid to think that we want to marry her. It's stupid. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to do this.
She can't do nothing for me, man. She can't do nothing for me, man.
But some people get caught in that. You got to understand what's an ego boost and where you are. If you are emotionally unavailable, which is the phrase that we like to use, emotionally unavailable means you just want to have sex with people, but you're not finna get tied down into nothing. Understand where you are in a relationship, and sometimes relationships, yeah, that means they don't want a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but you can still get it.
Okay, that's what I've been. Oh, let me stop. Did I say that out loud?
But it's insanity to think that every relationship, everybody gonna keep starting off from scratch. Because again, if we're going to be fair and square, when Roy get rid of all of his stuff, what are you getting rid of? If this is what we're going to do, because fair is fair, we need to be doing the same thing. Everybody need to get the tune-up. I think that's the official term that we decided to use last week, tune-up. Where, you know, he go get cleaned off, she go get cleaned off and get rejuvenated and everybody back to their birth state. That's not happening. How long does it take to get socially insensitive? And that's a personal thing. How long does it take? I mean, some people, if you listen to them, they fall in love within 2-3 weeks. Love at first sight, they say. Other people, it take a while. So but again, as we talk about the hashtag uncomfortable conversation, these are conversations that need to be had, because I can guarantee you, if a woman start telling me I got to replace stuff because I got memories or this or that, I'm going to replace her first. My memories ain't going nowhere. Good, bad, or indifferent, they not going nowhere. That's insanity. Y'all in the bedroom doing y'all thing, he break out the cuffs, and you want to know who have you used these cuffs on? The same people I used this penis on. Now what's your point? What is your point? What's your point? The most intimate parts of me cannot be replaced, but you want to replace all the superficial stuff, and that's supposed to make you feel better? I just don't get it. And I'm waiting for somebody to explain to me, Melody, in a way that I can understand. Because this came about because of her, right? Because when we were talking originally about getting the mattress replaced. Because a woman wanted to get her mattress replaced because she was moving in with her boyfriend of 11 months. And Melody was like, oh no, he got to replace the whole house. So I was like, let me just ask the question to see if that's a common thought process. Because Mel said she ain't moving into another woman's house.
Well, that's not that woman's house if he's there and she's not.
Well, that was my thinking. But, you know, when she get her hair done, she can come on the show, she can defend herself. Yeah. I just want to know. But everybody has a different time frame, because I don't think you can put a year thing on it, Antoinette. I think you can put a situation thing on it. You know, one of the things that when me and Trina were talking and we were just having conversation, I don't believe you truly know somebody till you've had 3 or 4 serious arguments where you could have walked away. When you could have walked away but you chose to stay, now you kind of know how somebody is under fire. Now, I know people who said they ain't never been in an argument or nothing with they mate. I believe you're lying, but okay. So how do you know what they're going to do under stress? If I don't see you under stress, I don't know what you're going to do. Everybody can be perfect in a perfect world. Under stress, what are you going to do? Because that's when I know who you are. And I think it takes having these arguments, these distractions, these dilemmas in a relationship, so that when it's time to walk away, but I choose not, I want to fight for this. To me, that's how you get to know that the person you're with is willing to fight for this relationship. And then that's when, to me, that's when you truly start bonding on a whole different level, because now you know it ain't so much superficial. The first one you may come back because of good sex or whatever. The second one, by the third time y'all get into a little argument, you ain't finna put up with all the other shit unless you're homeless and you're in a hobo ship. Then you're gonna keep putting up with shit. But by that time, you know what y'all gonna do, because there gonna be disagreements. Roy was married for 13 years. In 13 years' worth, would y'all say that y'all at least had one good argument every, let's just say, 2 years?
Ironically, no, I can't say that. We didn't have a lot of arguments until we were separated. We actually had our arguments when we were separated. But it was the last few years, I will say that we probably started arguing once a month, at least every other month.
And it probably ain't fair because Roy got married young, so that's a little different. But most people have contentions in their relationship. Just because people don't agree, it don't mean you got to go separate. But there's just some people are more emotional about shit. Some people are more vocal. Their voices change, and they don't have to be hostile. It just have to be times where you can walk away, but you choose to stay. To me, that's part of the relationship building process. It's kind of like having a real friend. You don't know who your real friends are till you need something. As long as you don't need nothing, everybody in the clique. But the minute you ain't got something, then you look and see who with you. Now you know who your friends are. Now you know. I think the same is true for relationships because everybody swear they want to marry a friend, but y'all don't want to do friendship. But that's a whole nother show. But yeah, I'm seeing more the insecurity is ruining a lot of relationships because you want people to replace things that made you like them. You like them. You like some of the scars that Roy got from past relationships that made him do things differently. He'll listen different. He'll do this different. He'll do that different. But you want him to erase the memories. So the lessons that he learned, like touching that hot stove, that little burn mark you got that reminds you not to touch a hot stove, you can build that burn mark, you won't touch a hot stove again. Nobody wants to do that. So why would you want somebody to get rid of what made them? What's up, April? April's my realtor. Awesome job. She got me my castle. April's been married 41 years and they argue whenever we need to clear the air. And it's okay. It's okay. As you get older and you into it, y'all set up some ground rules. Boom, 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 everybody say their piece. And once you get to a certain state, you know ain't nobody going nowhere. You know, one of the things I thought was always crazy saying, oh, ain't nobody gonna go to bed mad. And I'm just trying to figure out which one of y'all been in real relationships. Because there is nothing worse than trying to make a woman stay up who is sleepy. The argument is never going to end if you don't let her go to sleep. Sometimes you need to let them go to sleep because a good night's sleep clears a lot of things up. So let her get some sleep. You get some sleep. Start over tomorrow fresh when y'all done let some of that venom get out of your system. But I heard it for the longest. Oh, we don't never go to bed mad. And shit, y'all must stay up for 3-4 days at a time sometimes. Because I know from my experiences, when a woman gets sleepy, when she gets sleep or she get hungry, the last thing you need to do is try to rationalize with her. If it ain't about food or a nap, you ain't finna get nothing but heat. I don't want that smoke. So when she take 2 deep yawns and her eyes start blinking slow, I know what that means. Let's go say we'll finish this in the morning. And then after everybody get a nap, the tension ain't there, ain't the same. But that's just what I've noticed. Y'all may notice something different. Right, make sure you get. Did you message Antoinette that link so she'll stop harassing me on the show about your link? Okay. And that's all I'm saying. When we start doing relationship stuff, me and Roy can talk about it, but what worked for Roy don't necessarily work for me. What worked for me may not work for Sam. What worked for Sam may not work for Antoinette. You got to figure out what worked for you, and then you got to find somebody that's complementary to what it is you're looking for. Not just what the crowd said. The crowd might say, oh, so-and-so is a great person. And they may look good on paper, but we're not marrying paper. We're not getting in relationships with paper. We probably all seen somebody who looks good on paper, but we didn't like them. We didn't like them. Everybody told us, man, you had a good one. And you thinking to yourself, man, I wish you would have went out with him. You ever heard that, Roy, about that good one? That it's like, man, I don't know what this girl. She cute. She cute. She cute over there. But hey, man, don't let me stop you. Go for it. I ain't even finna be mad. Go for it. Be happy. So yeah. What time is it? Okay, 7:30.
But I got a break. I got some stuff I got to take care of. Huh?
You gonna leave me back with her again, the terrorist? I'm sorry, God, who speaks from nowhere, can't be seen.
You're hilarious. But
I'm just saying.
appreciate y'all.
Hey man, I appreciate you.
I gotta bounce, but I may be sticking my head in every now and then on some stuff. So
all right, tell her to take me to a commercial break, and we're gonna come out and finish out the show.
She's doing that. So there it is. Well, deuces. Hey Trina.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
I miss all my friends in school.
Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccine.
I'm attorney Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being heard.
Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU, league pass. It's game time, I'm proud and I love my HBCU. HBCU, league pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU, league pass. It's game time, I'm proud and I love my HBCU.
This is Ryan. All right, so we back. We're going. I still got the voice from above. And again, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how this goes. This is all about understanding and communicating and sharing different thought processes. You know, I'm harassing my hidden producer because she won't come on the show. What's going on, politically speaking? And because I want everybody to come in and have an opinion or have a say so we can get different mindsets. You know, mine works for me. It don't work for everybody else. And that's what's up. How you ain't get no shout out? I said, hey, politically speaking. Hold on. Oh, because I just sent you a message. I don't see none of your comments, Trina. When Roy said something, I didn't get it. What's up, Trina Marie? I don't know why yours ain't coming up on my thing. So I already talked about Trina Marie. Y'all know who she is. One day she's going to come sit beside me and we can talk trash together. But everybody has a different perspective. There are things that me and Trina don't agree on. We don't have to agree. We just have to have a base understanding and know that everybody's different. But again, what's up, Belinda? I still didn't get an okay text. That it is what it is. But let's talk about it. As we progress, what is it that makes you want to be with somebody? Is it their possessions or is it the person? Why is it we're requiring so many physical or superficial makeovers to have a loving relationship? I would be, you know, we laugh and we joke about it, but to get in a new relationship, do I have to get a new car? If me and the ex had sex in the car, I mean, how much stuff are you asking me to replace? How much stuff is the guy asking you to replace? Some of these things just aren't conducive. Because now we get into what is a real relationship. When do we get to this thing where we got to start sanitizing our whole past? Who does that? You're right. Anybody can shop for themselves, Antoinette. But who wants to spend the money to keep reshopping? To keep reshopping. If we gonna start fresh and you got to get all new clothing because I don't want to see you in clothes that another man is seeing you in, then when does that stop? What? Oh, ain't nobody never seen me in this. So who got time to keep replacing stuff? I don't know if y'all noticed this, and it's funny, me and Trina was talking about this. My bedroom suit, I've had it for quite a while. It's good quality stuff. You can't get good quality stuff now for less than $5,000. Why would I get rid of it? We got the deep drawers with the nice wooden bases and stuff. Oh, we can stack these. You look at this new stuff, they got the drawers that you can just bend like that. You can't bend my drawers with your hand. You can't bend the bottom. They're wood. You can't bend them. Why would we replace that? Because of what? Because another woman has seen it? But if we go to the store and buy something, another woman saying that too. Oh, but I ain't got no memories of that. There's nothing in a store that's going to erase my memories. There's nothing in a store that's going to erase Trina's memories. I can't stop Trina from hearing a song, smelling something that won't remind her of something in her past, whether it's a man, woman, child, bad experience. There's nothing I can do about that. It's going to happen. So when we start saying we got to do all these things, and if your mental health is affected by something that they got, maybe you shouldn't be with that person. Trina has never asked me, not once, who bought me a bow tie. Not that I could tell her, but she ain't never said, well, I don't like that bow tie because so-and-so bought it. I don't like that bow tie because so-and-so bought it. I ain't never, who got them shoes? Who got this? Who got that? That makes no sense to me. Either she look good in them or she don't. Oh, damn, that look good right there. And she said, oh, yeah, so-and-so got this. Oh, it's got to go. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? You're not selling your stuff. Even if y'all merge, Antoinette, you're going to sell all your stuff and start over from scratch. All the things that you like and that you have an affinity for. I mean, I hear you. To me, it makes no sense. There's some things that I love. I got some suits that I really like. I'm not getting rid of them for some. I'm not getting rid of them for some relationship. Oh, so you're saying a suit is more important than your relationship? And I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is, if she starts wanting me to get rid of suits, that's the beginning, as Sam said, that's the beginning of some control issues. Trina said the same thing. That's control and insecurity. Now, you want me to start getting rid of stuff because if you're threatened by a suit, I think somebody said you can get new sheets. I'm all for that. If you want me to get some new sheets, I understand. Again, I'm still saying it doesn't make sense. If we've been together for 10, 11 months and you've been sleeping on these sheets, having sex on these sheets, and whatever else, why all of a sudden now that we decided to become a couple, why do these things that you've been on and we got memories together on, why do they need to be got rid of? Because we want to make new memories on new stuff. I hear you. I hear you. That is fiscally irresponsible. He sell, you sell, and y'all got to look for something that's going to cost way too much. So while y'all looking, what are y'all going to do? Nothing? Y'all going to debate? He going to stay with you 3 days. You're going to stay with him 3 days. So instead of merging finances, y'all still separating finances. So y'all can't even blend together because y'all trying to run too many different things to keep neutrality. See, at some point in a relationship, everything is about compromise, giving and taking. Right, Mo? Because what, you going to get rid of the whole body to get? At our age, ain't nobody new and fresh. But again, the situation and the people before us made them who they are. So do we really want to get rid of that? Do we really want a whole new person? And if that's what you think you want, then you already know you're with the wrong person. To me, that's the logic behind it. If you want them to get rid of everything that made them who they are. Most bad experiences still made him to be the good man that I think he is. So if he got rid of the bad experiences, and if history is correct, we learn more from bad things than we do from good things. So most of us who are good in nature have been through horrible things. Without those, would we be who we are? So why do I want to get rid of those things? Why do I want to get rid of them? And that's all I'm saying. I just need, maybe we do part 2. Miller, come on and show me. I just want a little bit better understanding. What is it? Where is it that it's not insecure or controlling? Where is it that the need is genuine? Because maybe that's what I'm not getting, and that's why I like having conversations. So, and that's all I'm about. Let's exchange something. You may tell me something that I never thought of or just don't get. But just saying to get new stuff because we're in a new relationship, that's kind of insane. That's all. And the plans have got to be for the two, not for the one. If I got to get rid of stuff, you got to get rid of stuff. Everything we get rid of, it means it's got to be replaced. That means there's more funds coming out. It means there are fewer things that we can do. That trip we planned, we can't do now because we got to replace wardrobes. That ring you wanted, we can't get now because I got to get new carpet or you got to get new carpet. While we wait to sell the house, while we wait to find a buyer who's going to pay these crazy prices, a lot of houses are up for sale, but ain't nobody buying them. And that's all I'm saying. At what point do we not pay attention to real life? At what point do we not pay attention to real life? So that's all. We'll talk about something else next week. So I want to close out by one of my closing topics is PELE. A lot of you youngsters don't know who PELE is, but PELE was probably one of the first or second. I want to say Muhammad Ali was the first internationally known black athletes. He was internationally known. And that's because soccer is a much bigger sport than everything we got over here in America. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than baseball, it's bigger than all of them combined. And PELE, for those of y'all who don't know, I don't know, I forgot to give her a picture, but if you can find a picture of PELE, Mel, because you put it up right quick. PELE was probably one of the first superstar athletes. Like I said, I want to say he was He might have been behind Muhammad Ali or right around the same time. But one time, the three most recognizable black people in America: Muhammad Ali, Pele, and Michael Jackson. Was from the soccer league wants all international stadiums to be named after Pele. This is an awesome thing for them to say. As much as we cry and complain about what we don't get, for a white man to say that all international stadiums should be named after Pele, that is something in and of itself to even say that out loud. When I saw that, and I got a. Okay, thank you, Sam. Pele was first. I'm gonna post that article. But for him to even suggest that, that is monumental. Pele was that dude. Pele was that dude. And for them to suggest naming not one stadium, but multiple stadiums after this global, truly global icon. Because everybody overseas knew him, because soccer is the biggest sport. I want to say soccer is the biggest sport in the world. Not in the U.S. because we do American football. This man was the guy. And for them to want to pay that kind of respect to him tells you how elevated we are becoming. Like I said, he's not saying name one stadium. He's saying name multiple stadiums. Multiple. We've seen where people wear the numbers on the jerseys. We've seen where baseball retired. I think it's 42. Nobody on any team can ever wear Jackie Robinson's number again. See, these things about what they don't do for black people. This is a lot. They do lots, but when we're promoting positivity, these are the things that we do not speak on. No player, correct me if I'm wrong, Samuel, you my fact checker right now. Other than Jackie Robinson, is there any player in any sport where nobody in this sport can wear his number again? Because Babe Ruth's number ain't retired. Jackie Robinson, not Jackie Robinson. Hank Aaron's number is not retired. And we're talking from every single team has said that nobody will wear 42. Every single team has said this. In hockey, even though most people don't wear 99, it hasn't officially retired Wayne Gretzky, who was considered the greatest. Nobody in American football is that guy where nobody will ever wear their number again. So this is something that we have to look at and hold our heads high and be proud of, and stop saying what they won't do for us. We control this narrative. These are positive things that we can push. Of course, a lot of people don't know who Pele is. Most of y'all who watch this show, y'all know, because y'all old like me. And as Antoinette said, from the slums of Brazil, look at who it became. A global icon was that dude. This is what we can do. This is who we are. This is what we can push when we decide to get together, when we decide to let go of the trifling battle of the sexes, when we decide to let go of our troubling insecurities and insane mental behaviors. There are things that we can push. Bam, this is this. Obama has schools named after him. These are things we can push. Michelle Obama has things named after her. Ain't nothing named after 45. Ain't nothing going to be named after 45. A whole nother story. International, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. We can do this. We can promote positivity. One of the things I want you guys to consider, me and Trina were talking, as we do quite often sometimes. Why not? For those of you who have a business, did they retire the number? Okay. For those of y'all who do business, we talk about the things that happen in Thanksgiving and around Christmas and Kwanzaa and all this. Why not tie some of your business sales into feeding the hungry? This is something me and Trina have been talking extensively about. If you have an organization and you're selling something, I'm just going to use Samuel because he's here now. Let's just say Samuel sells t-shirts. For every t-shirt that Sam sells, let's say he's going to make 20 bag lunches for homeless people. Why can't we start doing that for people who need it, as opposed to donating to millionaires, to donating to super 100,000aires? These are things that we can do to encourage positivity and show who and what we are. It costs us, it costs roughly nothing for Kwanzaa there's a day of giving. My daughter wanted to feed some. She wanted to feed some people who were needy. So, with less than $10, got some bread, got some peanut butter and jelly, got some crackers, got some waters, and we rolled out and we passed out food. And if you could see how some of the people were when we pulled over, and because we went to them, they didn't have to come to us. We rolled around and looked for people, and they come, and it's just so cool. They don't have to stand in lines. If we got together and just started doing this, it don't cost a lot of money. Tied to some other good deed you're doing. For those y'all who can't afford to do it, a lot of times when I don't have the time to do something, I donate to causes who do it. But this is something that we can do once a month. As we're talking about disposable income for those of us who have some, or those of us who can cut out a bad habit, just think, if you take out $10 a month from whatever it is you're doing, and you can feed 20 people a meal, you got to make a major difference. We always say it's baby stuff that counts. It's the thought that counts. So if you can just feed 20 people a month for one day, they ain't got to wait till November. They ain't got to wait till December when everybody's in the giving mood. They ain't got to wait and stand in line at a church. They ain't got to sit back. Somebody's coming to them with a smile on their face and giving them something. How cool would that be? How cool would that be? Homelessness, poverty, all of this, they have no color. We are one race. We are the human race. If we took that mentality and multiplied it by our circles, by our friends, by our associates, by whatever it is, these are little things that we could do to make a simple difference. And then you can feel a little bit better about yourself, knowing that it don't take a lot and you know where it's going. It ain't like you giving to an organization that may be doing shady stuff or that's paying off executives. Who's getting paid when you go to the store, you buy the bread, you buy the peanut butter, you buy the jelly, whatever, or whether you make bologna sandwiches, whether you buy a turkey and cook it and slice it up, whatever it is you want to do, however it is you want to do it. But you can do it for next to nothing. If you smoke, give up 3 packs of cigarettes. If you drink, give up 2 bottles. Whatever your vice may be, put that money to the side. If that's too much for you, because this is what I want us to start doing, and I want us to share what we're doing to push this positivity amongst everybody else. For those of y'all that live around the school, go up to the school and go to the lunchroom and find out how many students are behind on their fees. Pay some of that. If this is what you can afford to do, but pay off a couple of them that can't afford it. If it means you got to do away with a pair of shoes, if it means you got to do away with something, an extravagance you got, let's just learn to be a little bit kinder to those that need it. We don't have to see it on the news for it to happen. Whenever you walk out the house, whenever you drive to work, whenever you go wherever it is you're going, you see these things. You don't need for CNN to tell you this. You don't need for NBC or ABC or CBS to tell you these things need to be done. Just do them. Just do them. You can be nice because you want to. You don't have to take videos with nobody that you're doing it with. You just make a post of what you did. If people don't believe you, F them. But not only should everybody have a give back program in their community, everybody should have a give back program in their home, Antoinette. Because sometimes we get communities, everybody think, oh, they're going to take care of us, so they ain't got to do nothing. Everybody think that. And there are ways that even people who are not financially sound can help. Even if they don't do nothing but help participate in putting these things together. Even if they don't do nothing but participate and ride with you and pass them out. Everybody can do their part. Everybody can do something. And this is how we can come together. As if we're going to talk about one of the good things from the Buffalo Bill player, is that it was not racially motivated. Everybody kind of came together. This is what we can do. And we don't need somebody to tell us we should do it. We don't have to do it all for the same person. Do it for your community. Do it for your street, your block, your neighborhood, whatever it is. But we should have a give back program in our homes. When I did a 7-day challenge one time, a few of the people who did the 7-day challenge with me about things they did did donate money to schools. Donate money to teachers. Donate supplies. I mean, hell, go to the Dollar Tree and buy $10 worth of pencils. I mean, 10 pencils, but buy some school supplies and give them to a teacher. If you ain't got no kids, do it for your nieces and nephews or cousins.
This is Brian Fulford. A.B. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
We are making the virtual HBCU experience available wherever you live through Stillman Online. We offer online degrees in business, criminal justice, psychology, and religion. Stillman also offers technology badges in cybersecurity and data analytics. You can participate in all student activities, fraternities and sororities, internships, graduation ceremonies, and much more. Apply for admission today at stillman.edu. Stillman College, where we prepare you for a different life.
All right, so we're back. Last 9 minutes. Roy, you here? Can you want to tell them some things that's going on? I know we got a new studio, or did you leave me again? Because I know we got some plans coming up. I thought I saw him. Could have been drinking though. It ain't the first time. All right, so I know Roy got a new studio. I'm gonna let him tell y'all about it. Maybe next show. We're gonna start doing things. We're gonna start going out to a couple of places. I will let you guys know if you're in the metro area, some of the places that we're going to start doing live shows, that I'll be doing live shows. Again, if there's something that you want to talk about or me to discuss, whatever, just send me something. Mo and Joe, y'all been mistreating me this year. I ain't seen y'all, so we need to fix that. And so we're going to still do the show I talked to you about. But there are lots of things we can do. Like I say, in 2023, we need to control our own narratives. We need to promote positivity. We need to explain to people how things can be done. One of the things that one of my friends called me and explained to me, and I never thought about it in totality until he said it. Sometimes people see the good things that we do, or they see things about us that make them say, damn, I wish I was like them. But what they don't know is the hard work that we put into it, because we don't advertise that. And sometimes we need to start telling people how we got to a certain point. Antoinette, tell people how you got to a point that you can own your own house, how you can take trips, how you have to save money. Sam, tell people some of the things that are required to be in a meaningful relationship, or how to take care of your kids. These are things that sometimes we take for granted, or people don't see our struggle. And when they struggle, they feel like they're failures because they don't see the struggles that we go through. When I was convinced to finally do a show about my depression, because nobody assumed that I suffered from depression like I do, I understood the need for it. It took me a minute to be able to come to grips with it, to want to talk about it out loud. But as I did, and people came to me and started talking to me, I understood how much more it meant for them to know that they knew somebody who actually suffered from depression, because in their world, everything looked like my world was great. And that is a dilemma that we have sometimes, and that we don't let people see when we're struggling, because nobody wants that. But we have to let them know that the struggle is actually okay. That everybody struggles, even successful people, even the people that they look at and they don't really tell you they're looking up to you. They see this. And you may hear it in some of the conversations where they tell you, man, you just make everything look so easy. Miss, you got everything going. You don't ever say, every time I see your hair laid, you got on nice outfits. They don't know what we go through to get this, Antoinette. They don't know what we go through to get this, Sam. Or they don't know the struggles, because we don't talk about them a lot. And it may not even be a struggle, but just the hardships. Just to know that it ain't that easy. They can read about the PELEs. They can read about the LeBron James. But those are people who they don't truly associate with, because there's somebody that's out of their league that they can't reach out and touch. So sometimes we need to be just a little bit more vulnerable, especially to our circle, so we can let people know that struggling is okay. Having bad days is okay. Sometimes you don't get what you want. It's okay. So this is what we do. I say we're gonna start a petition to get Millie Mel on the show. I like her. I like her fire, and she like to give me a hard time when y'all can't hear. But we ain't gonna continue on this kind of relationship where she's abusing me off camera. I want her to be here so y'all can see this and enjoy some of this. Because I know, Antoinette, you like seeing me get beat up on. It is 7:55. I've been drinking as I should. So we're gonna, y'all know what to do. Like I said, if you want something, inbox me or shoot it to my thing. If you got my phone number, text me, tell me what you want to talk about. Let's make 2023 a great year. There's no need to keep complaining about stuff. There's no need to keep saying, oh, I don't expect this. When you don't expect people to do better, they don't. We should expect it so when they don't do better, we can hold them accountable. Y'all hold me accountable for shitty shows. Hold people accountable for other things. Share the show, like the show, follow me on Facebook. Invite your friends to like the page. You know, there are a lot of good things other than off-color jokes. There are lots of motivational things. There are lots of scenarios on there. So invite your friends to come look at some of the stuff. Tag them. Ask them to like the page. Like I said, follow me on Facebook. Not on Facebook. Yeah, but follow me on Facebook. I got a YouTube channel. There's my JBN. There are different ways. I'm going to do better. I'm going to start doing some other things so you guys can get little snippets of me because I keep getting fussed at. But more importantly, as Antoinette said, everybody should have a give back program in their community, and I think everybody should have a give back program in their home. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna get my last sip. Oh my goodness! And until next week, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.